World War, I was a Lancaster bomber pilot. When the war started, conscription was brought in for people of my age.
Your name, please?
I wanted to listen. I told my father and he said, "Oh no, son, I don't think you should take that on, it's too dangerous." I said, "Well, that's exactly what I want to do, Dad."
Hitler's hordes were being pounded night and day.
I was 4 when Hitler invaded Poland. I was aware that my mother was very concerned about the coming of the Japanese, and she was more concerned still because my father was away when the advance of the Japanese really began to become threatening.
Yes, Australia was at war, a war continents away, though most of us took little heed of it.
Life in Australia was still very relaxed and very good, particularly for the children. It wasn't as bad as it is today. People were stressed because loved ones were going away overseas to fight, but children didn't realise this at all.
It is true that those indulging in panic buying represent only a small percentage of the population.
And we had to use food coupons. If you bought a half a pound of butter, well, you had no more food coupon left for butter. So there was things like that that are very similar to today that we're seeing. But I do feel that this is affecting the people much more. It's affecting everybody.
There's a background sense of dread, an awareness that a certain number will die, and that is a similarity, but there's a big difference in the capacity of people to touch each other and kiss each other, hug. The networks that were set up at the time, particularly amongst women, was extraordinary. The other thing is they were more innocent than us. They hadn't been rendered worldly by television or the modern style of exposure journalism.
Then London was formed. This was a new kind of warfare.
When I came back from the war, I was astounded to find that the local population had no idea of how much the population of England had suffered.
This is what we are fighting against. The triumph of brutality and force. This is what we must and will defeat.
My uncle was in the tank corps and he was sent to Darwin, where it was the most prominent part of the war at the time.
And here it comes. First pictures of Japanese bombers flying over Australia. Ag-Ag gunners slide smoothly into action.
Kids are lucky because they don't fear things at long distance up front. They don't have the long-running dreads that adults have. But it must have been dreadful after Singapore fell, and then within days Northern Australia was being bombed, and although we were told 15 people were killed and it's just the one bombing, it went on and on and on in reality, and far more people than that were killed.
But Australia will make him inch by inch, foot by foot, yard by yard.
I think we must all remember that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
I'd say follow the directions being put out by the government and do it conscientiously.
The important thing would be, hold on to each other.
There are wonderful kids around now. They don't suffer as badly as we old folk, and they're bravely doing this so that a few more of us will survive.
Oh, there's dancing in the streets today. It's victory at last. We're acting up. We're merry, mad. The war is won. It's past.
I think things will be very different when it's over. I think everybody will dance in the street and hug their loved ones and hopefully be very thankful we live in Australia.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.